Hello. Just wanted to come on here and, because I haven't done a video in a while. It's after Christmas. Just wanted to come on here and talk about some important stuff real quick. Title of this live is called New Year, New You. Natural Dory. Hope everyone's having a great day, evening, wherever you guys are at. So it's about to go into the new year, and I wanted to go ahead and give you guys something to think about. So when you're going into the new year with your resolutions and everything, and every year people are like, I want to lose weight, I want to, get a better job, I want to pay off bills and stuff like that. Um, really think about what your New Year's resolutions are. Hi, Rock with Rob. Thanks for tuning in. Um, so, um, you know, before you set New Year's resolutions for yourself, give yourself some stuff to think about. Number one, think about, is it realistic? I'm good. How are you? Just got off work not that long ago, and I'm gonna give some people some stuff to think about. When they're doing their New Year's resolutions. I'm glad to hear that. Um, so a lot of the reasons why New Year's resolutions are not met is because a lot of them are not realistic to many people, or um, a lot of people are not, a lot of people, give up very easily, and that's because either they didn't think them through, or they didn't think them, um, it wasn't plausible for them, um, however you say that word, but it just wasn't a realistic expectation. So, dealing with things that have, um, not only for people that have, um, a mental stage, or people that have, just people in everyday life. Think about what your New Year's resolutions are, and map out a good way to stick to them. For example, if your New Year's resolution is to buy a house, do you have the income to make that possible? Or the same goes with a car. Um, it's just all a matter of being able to, you know, being able to turn those into reality. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, dream big. I'm all about dreaming big. I will always encourage you, to give things a shot. Um, Even if it is not, a short-term goal, even if it's not something that, you are able to do right this second, I will never say, don't go for it. Um, but I'm just saying that you should really think about things, so that way, if they didn't fall through, um, or if, so that way you can keep them, and that way you can stick to them. Exactly, Rock with Rob. Um, I'm, yeah, exactly. If you can dream it, you can do it. But, the thing is that it needs to be realistic also. I mean, you know, people, people with depression, you know, with one thing, they're like, oh, my goal for the new year is to be, happy 24/7. You know, even people, that don't have depression, even people that are, even people that, live every day, that go to, that go to work, or people that have kids, or, even all the above, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a realistic expectation. So, you know, all I'm saying is that, think about what you're doing, and the New Year's resolutions that you make, so that way, you know, and make a plan, so that way you, more than likely, so that way you can stick with it, and that way it'll help you stick with it, and that way you can, make daily goals to help, make that long-term goal. And so that's one thing that's helped me, is if you make a small goal, small daily goals, um, or small weekly goals, towards your big goal. Like, say if you want to buy a house, and, say that you just started a job, well, maybe you started this job, and, you get your 401k going, um, or maybe you can put away a savings account, and, maybe in 5 or 10 years you have a down payment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and to get there, a good example would be like, um, work hard at that job and work on, being punctual. That's a daily goal. And, work hard every day, and, and also another thing, to work on is, getting promoted. Another thing, to look for, perhaps a New Year's resolution for you is to find a job that you're happy at. And that's, for anybody, you know, and that's what I'm saying is, find something that is realistic for you, and that, is something that you're going to want to do, because, you know, part-time jobs are great. Um, the part for the part-time income, that's all well and dandy, but when it comes to a career, one day we're going to want to retire. We're not going to want to work until the day we're dead. So, um, we got to think about those things. For those of us that don't, have, the intent of finding work, or, having a productive, I shouldn't say productive, but, having long-term goals that, let's just say, your, your New Year's resolution is to find love, or to be in a relationship. A good, um, a good step towards that is to make sure that you're ready within yourself. Make sure that you've healed from past relationships. Make sure that, you're comfortable within yourself. Make sure that you're confident within yourself. And make sure that you can handle, whatever is ready, to come your way. And make sure that you're open for compromise. I'm speaking through that experience myself. I actually, have learned that lesson, and, I'm all this I'm talking about, I've actually, have, uh, I've actually, um, lived through these experiences. Um, say that one of your New Year's resolutions is to lose weight. Well, that's great and everything. For some of us, that is a really good thing. I know that I need to lose weight. So, you need to sit down and be like, okay, well, how am I going to do that? Personally, it's all about portion control. I found this is just for me. I'm not saying that you guys need to do it. I'm not saying that it works for everybody. I'm not saying that you guys need to try it. And I don't want anybody coming back on me saying, okay, well, Natural Dory told me to go out and do this. This is just what works for me. I take apple cider vinegar supplements. You can find them in the vitamin section at the pharmacy. And I take 2 supplements with a full meal in the evening time with a glass of water, and it helps curb my appetite. So I mean, that's just something that has worked for me. For some people, it, might be diet and exercise. Some people, it might be the combination of everything, So, I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for. Some people that just got out of a relationship, and some people that, just want to find themselves, and some people that just want to learn to be happy with themselves. You got to discover what makes you happy. You got to discover what you enjoy doing. You got to discover who you are. Um, so, I mean, before you make, a resolution, just be like, okay, well, I'm just going to go out and do this. Make sure you make a good, solid resolution because, you know, a lot of these people be making, I've seen it in previous years as well. Some people, make resolutions, and then a month later, they're just like, you know what, I'm just not doing it anymore, and I just give up on it. And, and that's also not a good way to live your life. So I'm just saying, like, and it's not only just with resolutions, it's just, and a goal, it's just a good way to live goals, have goals, period. Like, anytime you're setting a goal, um, it's a good way to have, live up to it. Because, if you set, like, a long-term goal, 2 weeks into it, you're not like, okay, well, and you walk away, especially if it's really that important to you. Um, Another thing that I want to throw out there is that, while, you want to be realistic, um, I just want to say, and I'm also living proof of this, while you want to be realistic and there are some limitations, if you make excuses, you don't have any will. When there is a will, there is a way. So I just want to throw that out there. So you just want to make sure to um, give your all. Do you want to make sure and put your best foot forward? And you just want to make sure that you're doing what you can. So all I'm just saying is that you set realistic expectations, set realistic goals, and, if it is time for a new you, and if you feel like this new year is going to bring a new you, and you are really serious about it, then sit down and write a good list for yourself. So, that's all I have for that. You guys take care. Tell your loved ones how much they mean to you. Tomorrow is not promised. You guys are loved. You guys are appreciated. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much.